starting to have a look obviously into a few of the problems on the diagnostic. Looks like we've definitely had an ingress common problem on these water, where the water slips in through the scuttle for a defective seal and sits in around all the injectors, and as the vehicle's been sitting outside for a year not doing a lot, I'm going to hazard a guess a few of the problems are probably going to be related to corroded connectors or damp connectors of some description, which is going to be our first port of call, is to get the said sensors that are faulty out, cleaned, and check and clean the connectors and the wiring loom, because they do have a common thing of chafing on these, and yeah, see them what we've got on the diagnostic. Right, onwards with the diagnostic. I've already checked this once, but I thought I'd show you guys what was going on. Alright, in like sin. Let's see what it's coming up with. Now, last time I checked, it was coming up with about 5 codes. Oh, hang on, we're in the wrong section there. Oh no, we were in the engine. Why is it not coming up with any codes now? Basically, we had code for MAF, a code for boost solenoid, a strange code about computer, which I've never seen. Here we go. Right, so we've got here, sorry about the reflection, a DF646 damper valve position sensor, DF107, which is computer memory. I'm not quite sure what that one is, I'll have to have a look at that one up. DF056, which is airflow sensor circuit, DF119 camshaft sensor signal, and DF004 turbocharging pressure sensor circuit. Now, these are common for pressure boost sensors, as I call them, flow sensors for the airbox and well, the MAF and MAP, and the camshaft sensor. They can sometimes be a bit of a blow to the wind, because they can actually mean the crankshaft sensor, because the two link up together to tell the ECU where the cycle is at the current point, what angle the crank is at compared to the cam, obviously for the injection and not the ignition side as such, but the where to inject the diesel in, at what time and what amount. So yeah, that's where we're going to start. Now, I've been lucky enough to pinch a Solus Pro off a old colleague and friend of mine up in Halfway Garage in Clacton. He's a Velo camper van modifier creator, however you want to put it. He's done a T4, really nice one, which he goes away in. Absolutely cracking place. So if you need an MOT or service, definitely go and give him a visit. Martin at Halfway Garage. He's been kind enough to lend me the Solus Pro for a little while, considering he's got a new one, so he's not lost about it. I have got an Opcom on the way, because unfortunately my little DTC reader is okay for just reading the codes, but it's not much good for anything else, and this does live data, which is handy when you're diagnosing a few of the sensor faults and to see what is actually going on injector wise, turbo wise, fuel pressure, etc, etc. So if you can get hold of one of these and you've got a problem with Vivaro or any car really of up-to-date diesel, it's worth trying to get hold of one, or go and pay for it to be read, because you can be chucking parts at it left, right and centre and still never fix it. And that's what you see a lot of on the forums, people taking stabs in the dark, trying to fix sensors, trying to fix error codes or things they've been told, and just throwing loads of money in sensors. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a parts fitter. We're going to actually go the old school way and try and repair rather than replace. Obviously, if a sensor is faulty, it's going to need to be replaced regardless, but I've got half a feeling, due to it being sitting around for a while, the majority of these are going to be dirty, grimy, corroded connectors, water ingress everywhere. So that's where we're going to start, and I will test as much as I can, and if there's sort of any doubt that the actual sensor might be faulty, then I will replace. I'm not going to obviously drag this on for too long, but yeah, hopefully in the next few days we'll have this thing right as rain. It actually drives really well. It's a bit low, up to about 1600 RPM, and then it takes off like the clappers, so I know the turbo's definitely working. She's a little bit of a bugger to start, but judging by the diesel filter, let's switch that off, I don't think that's been changed in a long time. But it certainly hasn't been serviced for well over a year, so but that to me looks like that has been sitting for quite a while. Yeah, I mean the bellows is still able to pump, it does go solid, but I will be checking all the diesel lines, and we'll be giving them a good clean up and make sure that I can see them in case there's just an air problem and a little air, getting a bit of air in the system and causing it to be a bit of a problem to start. Now obviously someone has been in here and doing stuff at some points. The cover's missing and we've got a nice white cable tie there. So next on the agenda for me is to get all the airbox off, clean the airflow sensor, check the sensor for the vac system there, and just give it a general go round, cleaning plugs up, checking wires and chafing and pipes, check the EGR and throttle. Not that it's thrown a code up for them, but common as hell for the EGR problems on these, and sometimes the ECU does get confused and say it's one thing when it's another. Unfortunately that is a bit of a pain with Vauxhall Renault in general, coming from a background working for Vauxhalls. Yeah, so we'll dive in and see what we can find, and I'll catch you back up then. See ya.